Hello. Alrighty then. Need to remember to set this beforehand. Well, nobody's watching this, so nobody cares. So, three topics for today. Wow, I look light system. I wanted to get lights for this. I'd actually have lights for this, but okay, it's fine. Okay. The three topics for today. Fraud, Lawfare, um, Piers and Fuentes. Gonna be that's to be kind of quick, and Predator Badlands review. So, let's get into it. They are doing a bullshit investigation against Nigel Farage. So this is why I'm on the right. This kind of nonsense is exactly why I'm on the right. But no, you say they have Trump going after illegal immigrants or Somalians or whatever. And okay, you can make the argument that that's bad somehow, but there's a law about not having illegal immigrants. That is following the law, right? And I think most people don't think that there's be infinite immigration to the United States from everywhere. Most people don't think that just because it wouldn't work. Logistically, it wouldn't work. And if you think more strongly about it, I don't think most people want America to end up being a Sharia state. But that's what you're going to get if you have infinite immigration. So if you care about LGBT stuff or feminism or any of the different social justice things, you'd be better off under a conservative leadership than what you're eventually going to get with mass immigration. Maybe you don't care about the things that you say you care about. Maybe you don't care about women's rights or LGBT rights or any of the other things that you say you care about. And you just care about keeping the party line. Okay, that's fine. But don't ask us to take you seriously anymore anyway. But that said, so most people think there should be some limit to immigration. That's different than straight out trying to throw your political opposition in prison. So they did this, they tried to do this against Trump. They tried to do this against Bolsonaro. They did do this against Bolsonaro in Brazil. They did this against Marie Le Pen in France. They canceled elections in Romania. They stated that they started treating AfD in Germany as an extremist organization. You guys aren't the good guys. If you guys are investigating and using all these different tricks against your political opponents, you're not the Democratic faction. You're not the pro-democracy faction. You're just not. And stop pretending that you are. I'm really, really mad about this, actually. This is actually makes me more mad because I get if you don't like Trump. He's an asshole. I get it. If you don't like him, fine. I get if you are scared of the far right because you've been convinced, brainwashed into thinking that they are going to take over or something. Do you know who I'm not um worried about as far as that stuff goes? Nigel Farage. He is a centrist. He's a big Brexit guy. He wants freer markets. His second in command of reform is a Muslim. Like, this isn't the extremist guy you're looking for. He's just not. He'd probably be a better leader for UK if he was more a bit more right wing. But he needs to do it. Going after him, you're basically going after the most center right person. He makes Trump look conservative. He is kind of center left, and you're going after him with lawfare because you bastards in the UK know that he's going to wipe the floor with you if he is allowed to run against you in the next parliamentary elections. That the reform is going to take every seat that you have and kick you out of office and out of a job. And you say what to do to stop him from doing that. Because the reason why they support him, it's not because partly he has some popularity, but it's mostly because the UK liberals are just doing such a shitty job governing their country. UK is a joke. I used to respect England. I really did. I was an Anglophile. Not anymore. You guys are jokes. Your country's a joke, and it is really sad what's happened to you. It's really, really sad. Everybody sees it. Everybody thinks you're a pathetic country. Sorry, it's just the truth. You suck. And it's sad because you had so many good things coming from you. You had the Lord of the Rings, you had English culture, tea, all the Anglican Church, so much philosophy, the Industrial Revolution. You had an empire that spanned the globe. Now that's a problematic thing. Some good, some bad came from that. But you had so much good stuff. You fought against Hitler when all of the rest of Europe was fallen. You created utilitarianism. So much of modern science came from England. And now you're just like, we suck. It's like, okay, well, if you believe it, then it's true. It's just really, really sad. And there's one man, Nigel Farage, who's not crazy. There are other people on the right, but they don't have the same unifying potential. He just wants to get you guys back on your feet. Like that's what he's going for. He's not going to do anything crazy. And you throw the law book at him because you can, because you have power and you're a bunch of bullies. And you're not even like the strong bullies. People think the worst kind of bully is like some big strong guy who beats up people. That's bad. But you guys are this intellectual nerdy bully, and I've had so much experience with this group of people. Um, I'm a nerd, so I've spent time in this game orchestra, and you guys were dicks. Um, just terrible, terrible people. Um, and I'm a nerd, so I'm still in that sphere to a certain extent. But we know who you are. We've had experiences with your type of people. We don't like you. Go away. Anyway, and obviously I'm upset about that one. Next one is going to be Fuentes Piers. I hate them both. Not a fan of either one. That said, Fuentes won the debate. He seemed more reasonable and it made better arguments. Um, I do not want Fuentes to be the representative of conservatives because, frankly, he's like two different people. Like he can get into these debates and sound reasonable and stuff, and then he goes on his stupid rants when he has his live streams. And his rants, he says a lot of things that are actually just bad. Like I like the idea of cutting immigration, or maybe being more isolationist in foreign policy, or having a little bit more populism, leftist populism in our economic sphere. Don't just give everything to corporations, tax rich people a bit more, that sort of thing. Then he goes on these tirades that are just indefensible, completely indefensible. And yet he can outplay someone like Piers Morgan. And he did. If you watch it, he won that debate unless you just automatically decided Piers was going to win. That said, I do give Piers actually a lot of credit for this because this kind of discussion reaches people that the right just can't reach. Piers Morgan, he has a wide audience. What is worth? So he can actually bring some of these arguments to people who otherwise wouldn't hear them. That said, I will avoid Fuentes. I don't think he can win. I think that I can see why half of Gen Z white men like him. I can see the appeal. But that demographic is not that big. You need other people. You need everybody else. You need everybody else. You need women. You need minorities. You need everybody else. You need to build a coalition because that's how democracy works. And America's always been a mixed country. People are like, "Oh no, we weren't." It's like, yeah, we kind of were. America's always been kind of diverse. You've always needed to mix people to get the votes of different types of people. It's always been true, and especially true now. Just the fact from the ground is America is multicultural. We are. And it's actually a good thing in some respects. But you're not going to win if you have Fuentes as your rep. It's not going to. The numbers. You can talk all you want about your passion or your feelings, but like at the end of the day, you got to win. If you want to get your policies, you have to win. So, all that said, it was a fun debate to watch. But yeah, together with that, plus the rise of Fuentes, plus the attack on Tim Pool's residence or business, whatever it is, the long term likelihood of things going well is going down. I don't like that. Um, that's not the signs aren't going in the right direction, right? Which is why we have distractions. So Predator Badlands is it had no right to be that good. It just had no right to be that good. If I describe to somebody who hasn't seen any of the Predator, hasn't seen it, it's basically a bunch of Metroid Prime fanboys made a movie. That's probably what it is. You can definitely see. So Metroid Prime is a game where you're Samus Aran. Yeah, she's a bounty hunter that goes around this planet, discovering new things, fighting monsters, gathering artifacts, to basically make her suit more powerful as you go. There's a lot of Metroid games. You always remember your first Metroid game, mine versus Metroid Prime. Um, really, really solid game. And this just had so many Metroid Prime vibes. Like just going around the planet, meeting different creatures. I swear they had one. They had some monsters that were directly ripped from Metroid Prime or Metroid series, like the tentacles, like the tentacle monsters that try to reach out for you, or the Razor Glass, or what else do they have? The exploding bugs. They had a lot of Metroid Prime references. Like they ripped a lot off of Metroid Prime. So it was like a Predator movie. So you have the Predator creature, but it really is more of a Metroid. It was like a Metroid movie mashed with a Predator movie in all the best ways. The fight scenes were amazing. The monsters were creative. A lot of the actual like human, not android to android fighting was really really creative. Um, Honestly, the weakest part of the movie was probably the stuff they took from the Predator lore that already existed. That was probably the weakest part, to be honest. Um, Everything else is great. That stuff was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, Predator was great. Highly recommended. So several thoughts on it. First, there's something to be said for a popcorn movie. I don't. Not every movie has to be like Avengers level threats. Not every movie has to be like, oh, we're sending a message. Not every movie has to be like, oh, this is so emotional and serious. Sometimes you just want a popcorn movie. You want an alien, a sexy android, and a little monster dude to rip out to kill some monsters. That's all you really want. Some and in theaters, it was so cool with the size of everything and everything rising up around you. I wish I could have seen the 3D, but the 3D probably would have ruined it. So I'm not going to say that actually. Um, and just a really really fun movie, worth seeing in theaters. I got to see. So I saw it with my father and my uncle for like $18. I paid for the tickets. Really, just a fun movie. Second, unabashedly for the male audience, which is just great because a lot of the movie is about like I don't want to give away too much, but he's trying to avenge his brother, and brotherhood's always a really good theme. And then the android she's with has a sister thing going on. Um, so that was all just really, really. It's just like no romance plot, which is nice. His romance plots are always so ham fisted. It was nice to have one that's just like it's not. It's found family trope. And found family in a Predator movie. I was not expecting that, but like it works. It's a good theme. Like there are so many movies that are like the whole like the point of the show is diversity, whatever. And it's like okay, yeah, I get how that's a theme that you want to go for, and I can see where you're coming from. These other themes don't get as much trope. Brotherhood, um, learning the tribe, being like all that kind of stuff. The pack, like take care of people. It was a good movie. It was fun. Um, Nothing woke or anything in it. Just kind of like, and also, okay, that's the one thing that is a little bit edgy, and it was kind of done for as a joke, but they still said the thing, right? Um, the android, he's not gonna help her because he's like, men fight alone. She's like, I'll be a good tool because I'll be a tool to help you kill the monster. And he's like, oh, you're my tool. And I'm like, okay, this is what men want. Um, and it sounds disrespectful. It's like, oh, I'm just an object to you. It's like, no, we want somebody to help us work towards our goals, to be a tool to get us to greatness. And we want to be our spouse's tool too. We want to help and fix things and help push each other together to be greater. Um, it's always useful because it provides utility. And how they presented that, like, I guess I just said they didn't have any romance, but like the male female dynamic there, where we can be useful to each other. That's kind of missing from a lot of stuff, isn't it? Um, and I feel like that's a very male oriented story and way of relating between the genders. And it was great. I mean, she's a badass dude, don't get me wrong. And that's the point, is that she's helpful. She's actually useful to the predator guy. Sounds bad, but she's useful and he's useful to her. So they're both souls for each other. It's great. As opposed to the whole, I want to be self-actualized. I don't need anybody. It's like, okay, that's lame. That's lame. Um, we actually do need each other. We're not atomized individuals. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. So Carl Benjamin's been talking all the time about how liberalism, with its atomized individual, is in itself a bad thing. So it's not that liberalism leads to wokeism or whatever. Liberalism, having people defined as atomized individuals, is bad because we are beings in relation to each other. We are brothers, we are fathers, we are sons, we are friends. We're not just individual objects in space that are just floating along. No, we are parts of a web, of network, of relationships. In this movie, he starts off as being an atomized individual, and then as time goes on, he gains a network, a friend, a collection group, a tribe, a pack. In the pack that rejected him before, he embraces the new pack, but he still has a pack, and that's important. He's not an atomized. It is kind of a deconstruction of the whole atomized individual trope. So anyway, I'm getting a lot from a really popcorn, stupid movie. But that's the thing about stupid movies. Stupid movies, because they're stupid, can often say things that are a lot smarter than so-called smart movies do. If you are a dumb movie, you can be dumb enough to actually say something smart. If you think you're smart, you end up being just dumb. Um, the tarot card of the Fool applies in this case. Anyway, tarot card of the Fool is basically a hero's journey. In order to become a hero, you need to start as the Fool. You need to know you know nothing, and then you can actually learn. And oftentimes, if you think you're smart, you end up just being really, really stupid. But anyway, bit of a rant, but really fun movie. So, summary. Nigel Fry, the investigation into him is bullshit. Um, Fuentes versus Piers. Fuentes unfortunately won. I hate them both. Fuentes just does too many crazy shit to things. And then Predator Badlands, really good movie. Anyway, cheers.